Hey everybody, this is Cedric. I don't know what I'm doing. I have Photoshop open. I'm not gonna draw something fancy, but I need something to do with my hands whilst talking. So yeah, I actually want to talk about something serious that happened to me last night. I'm feeling weird. This happened like last night. I was just sitting at home. I was sitting here at my desk, and suddenly I hear screaming. So this was around midnight, I guess, or yeah. And I hear screaming, like a girl is screaming from outside. And I was like, "Oh God, what's going on?" I open my window, my tiny window here, and I start looking outside. So I see three people. I see what appears to be a couple, like a boy and a girl, and there's somebody in between them, like putting them away from each other. What I could deduce was that there was a fight going on. The girl started screaming for help, and a third guy came in and like helped the girl. And I was like, okay, let's see where this goes. Usually, I'm like, I don't know, I didn't never encountered like a situation like this, but yeah, I was like, should I call the cops? What's going on? Let's see where this situation goes. And yeah, so basically, they had a conversation. I couldn't understand them at that point because they were still like like a couple of like 100 meters away, and I live at the fourth floor, so the sound isn't that good. But basically, yeah, the guy came in between. There was some discussion, and then the third guy who came in between the couple, like took his bike and started biking next to them, and there was like a small conversation, and then the guy on the bike took off. So I was like, okay, this seems like it went well. There was some mistake. Maybe they're drunk, and I shouldn't worry about this. But some of my curiosity got the best of me, so I kept like looking out of the window, and they started passing my apartment building, and I actually could understand them. And the girl was talking about how they separated like 6 months ago, and she blocked him on Facebook or something, and he should leave her alone. At this point, I was confused because I heard the girl screaming. So, okay, that's her ex-boyfriend, and he did something to her that made her scream. Like I think the entire street heard it. And they were even standing next to a hotel, a very like there's this very giant hotel with very big open glass windows, and at the point of the fight, they were standing in front of that, and there were even like people like from that hotel looking outside or going outside. I maybe even thought that they already had called the cops, so I don't know. But they were moving on, so I was like, okay, let's see. The third guy was sent away. If the girl like needed more help, she would have asked him, or she would have gone into the hotel. But apparently there was some kind of mistake. He was kind of aggressive, but she said like, okay, it's okay. And he said like, sorry, I was being aggressive. I assumed that he realized that how he handled the situation wasn't very good, and that the situation was okay now. So I overheard a little bit of their conversation. It sounded like he was stalking her, or maybe he met her in the city and wanted to talk about stuff. She didn't want to, and she tried to go away, and he followed her. But apparently she wanted to give him a chance because, I mean, she first screamed the entire street together, and then she got help, but I guess she refused to help. It didn't like because the third guy that showed up was a big guy. It was like a muscly guy, and the guy who was stalking his ex-girlfriend was pretty skinny. So I was like, like the third guy was chased away. I will call him the intervener. But yeah, it was not like he was chased away, and so I think maybe she sent him away. Maybe she wanted to like give this conversation a chance. And I saw him like standing like a couple of meters further then. And I don't know if they were kissing or like she was against a wall. and I was getting kind of like suspicious again. I grabbed my phone and I actually wanted if she, because I was like, okay, if she's in trouble again, she will yell again and I will call the cops. And after that, probably go outside and try like intervene or something. I mean, I didn't want to stand idle like something. But at this point, I thought like, okay, they got help once and they were standing like in front of a hotel, like it was. And I mean, it's not like this was I don't live in a dark alley. I live very close like to the center, and there are a lot of tourists here and a lot of people at that time still walking the streets, even on a Monday evening, or it was like I guess a Wednesday evening. Yeah, but yeah, it was kind of weird, and I thought like okay, and they looked like they were kissing. I couldn't really make it out, and I was like, are they drunk? Maybe they're like trying again, and or I don't know. And I just felt weird, and at a certain point I felt uncomfortable with the situation. I was like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna relax. And as I said, this is a very crowded neighborhood. There are a lot of young people living here, so if something goes wrong, there will be help. But at this point, it doesn't seem like the girl needed help, and I didn't want to go assuming and just like intervene in a situation where I did nothing from, because I do have experience on that matter where I tried to help somebody and then the help wasn't appreciated and I got into more problems because but then like I think it was 15 minutes later, like I was back in front of my computer. I peered out of the window and didn't see them, so I just resumed my work. And then like I think, it was 15 or 20 minutes later, I hear, and I'm fairly certain this was again her, I hear her scream, but like 2 streets further, like from very far away. I live very high, so I can hear like, if at night something is going on, like I can hear it. And I was like, shit, fuck, she screamed again, what happened? Should I do something? Because at this point they were like 2-3 streets further. I thought about calling the cops, but I was like, I don't know where they are. And she screamed in like, I heard it, so I think like 2 blocks of streets heard her. And as I said, there were still like all around me are pubs that are still open at that time, and there are a lot of people going out like all these streets, and it's not like there's nobody around to help. But I'm like, what if everybody starts thinking like me, like okay, there will be help? And it's not the first time I hear people scream in the streets, like not for help, because this was the first time I heard somebody scream like that was the other thing. She didn't actually scream for help. She didn't scream like help me or things. She just like started yelling loudly, at which point you could argue that maybe she was like just trying to get him off her, but she wanted to handle the situation herself, because I mean she got help before, and I don't know, the whole situation seemed kind of sketchy. But afterwards I went to sleep and I kind of felt sick in my stomach, because I was like, what if something happened to her? I mean, it was way too late. I mean, my call to action had passed, like was due far beyond. But I don't know. It was kind of weird having that experience and feeling like, I don't know, should I have done something? Should I have like go outside, ask what's going on, or should I just stayed out of it? Because I think like after a while, because I've tried like helping people in the past, like strangers and people I know, and I always kind of like got rejected for like stay in your own business and don't meddle like with other affairs. Also this whole thing going on with like like guys trying to help girls, and then the whole situation goes still wrong, because I mean you're still a guy. I'm a white guy trying to help a girl in need, and this motives might have been wrong. I don't know. It's like I thought for a moment like better be safe than sorry in these situations, but I don't know what got the best of me. I'm just thinking like, usually I'm the guy that kind of tries to do something and tries to fulfill action. I don't know why I didn't do this night. the whole situation sounded like they were drunk, and they were like, and she kind of wanted to get him off of her, but she didn't really want help, or maybe like, I don't know, and it just feels like it's I don't know, it's kind of weird thinking about it. Still, it makes me think, and I want to ask you guys, like, did I act wrong? Should I have helped? Like, should I have go in between and maybe try and fix the situation? Or is it not my place to be? I mean, I don't know any background, and like, but at the same time, like, you know the quote, "All for evil to succeed is for good to do nothing." And I was like, yeah, maybe why didn't I follow that? And why didn't I? I was really concerned, and I didn't know what to do at that point. And I didn't hear any sirens that night, so I don't know if that's a good or bad sign. I think if I heard sirens, like even far away, then I would have not shut one eye again for an entire week, I think. But the whole situation kind of shocked me, and still this morning it was kind of like, felt weird. And I haven't talked to anybody about it, but I mean, it's also like, it shouldn't be about me, right? It should be about the girl, but I don't know what the situation was. And like in their conversation when they passed my window, she seemed like kind of knowing what she was doing. She talked down to him, and she made some like arguments about how he should like leave her alone. I don't remember the entire conversation, and yeah, it's weird. It's I still feel weird about it. And I wanted to make a video about it because I don't know. And I've drawn something very weird, like kind of cartoony fire tornado. I don't know. I was just scribbling. Well, it makes me. I need to do something with my hands when I talk, else I'm just like fibbling about it. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Thanks for listening.